Do you have a toddler and you're wondering where they should be sleeping while traveling or on vacation? You're in the right spot. Where should your toddler be sleeping? Well, it depends where they're sleeping at home. First, we're going to talk about kids who are still in a crib. And as a side note, most toddlers do best in a crib until at least age 2.5. Moving kids to a bed earlier than that can cause a jack in the box, a kiddo who is in and out of bed frequently. If your kiddo is starting to climb out of the crib, well, yes, that's a safety hazard and you might have to move them to a mattress earlier. But first free tip is to try a sleep sack on backwards if needed, because that prevents them from throwing their leg over the side of the crib and keeps them in that crib longer, which will ultimately help them sleep a little bit better. Let's talk about traveling with these toddlers. Where should they be sleeping? So the two big challenges when you go on vacation are being contained, keeping your kiddo contained, and the light, not having it too light in the room. So those are the two things that we're going to talk about. And in particular, this video, we're going to try and focus on those kiddos who are getting too big for a pack and play. So really, when you travel, most kids sleep in a pack and play. From, the baby days, pack and plays, often, the Graco brand is one of the well-known brands, and we'll post that link in here for you. Pack and plays are well accepted. In general, if you go to a hotel, you can often ask them to have a pack and play in the room, so you don't have to travel with it, because they are quite heavy and quite bulky. That is one of the cons of pack and plays. The second con of a pack and play is that the mattress is not very soft. Now, a firm mattress is important for safe sleep, but as your child gets older, they might not like how hard it is in comparison to their soft crib mattress at home. The pros to the pack and play, right, are one, they will keep your kiddo contained. When they're not used to being free, going from a crib at home to being on the floor or a mattress on the floor in the hotel room might not go so well. So pack and plays are great to keep them contained. You can use pack and plays until your child either can climb out of it or is getting too big for it. And that really varies child to child, but it might be somewhere around age 2. The other great thing about packing plays is that they are pretty universal. So like I said, you can go to a hotel and ask to borrow them. You can buy your own crib sheet and keep it and bring it with you when you travel. That's what we did. So I didn't feel so weirded out by using a public or a common pack and play, because we had our own crib sheet, and that was a cue that our child was used to seeing, right? And pack and plays are great because they're relatively inexpensive, and you can often buy them used online if you want. The cons are they are heavy. The mattress can be kind of thin, and your toddler can outgrow this. And I'm going to add this video. This is what I'm talking about. This particular pack and play actually has the infant insert in, but you would just take that out and put that flat mattress on the bottom. What other options are available to us? So then another option that might be available is the Guava Lotus. So the pros to this one, it has a very slightly thicker mattress than the hard pack and play. Not super, super thick, but a little bit thicker. The other nice thing about it is this zipper that's on the side. So you can lie beside your child or your toddler and help them fall asleep in a new environment and offer them some more physical and verbal touch. And it's not quite so far down to bend if you are short as well. The other benefit to this is that your child is still contained. So that's a great thing. Okay. The cons are it is heavy. The price point does increase, right? These are getting more expensive, and it's still really not that soft of a mattress. Okay. Another option for you is the Baby Bjorn travel kit. This has the thickest mattress that I've seen so far with these portable baby cribs. Much softer mattress. The con to this, though, is there is no side zipper, and the other con is the price. It is getting up there at $2.99. We could go in a completely other direction here and move into kind of sleeping tents. Let's talk about those for a second. So this is an example of a sleeping tent. This is the Juvo Glue. The pros of sleeping tents are that they can fold down to travel. You can put them in your suitcase. They're super light. They're super portable. The benefit is your child is still contained. And some of these sizes, like the plus sizes, these go up to age 5. So even with the Guava or the Bjorn, you're going to cap out there around age 2, 2.5, but these portable tents can go all the way up to some of them age 5. The cons for these travel tents are that the mattresses tend to be kind of thin again, and you can have trouble kind of darkening it out, which we'll talk about next. Here's another example. This is the Peapod Plus, which is $100, and it folds down again. You can put this into your luggage or even on a carry-on for that matter. Now, if you have a toddler who is already in a bed at home, they're out of the crib now, you could go in a different direction altogether, and you could use an inflatable toddler bed. These are like $74. They do take up more space. They are heavy, but not nearly as much space as a pack and play. So you're getting there as a parent. Your baby gear load is slowly starting to decrease. What's also nice about this, right, is it has the side rails so that your child won't roll out of bed. Because the other thing that you could do in a hotel room is ask them to have a mattress or like just the cot mattress put on the floor and have them sleep there. At any age, you could do this, right? It's just if they're not used to being free, that first night of them being free in the hotel room could prove troublesome. And then the other question we get is like, what about co-sleeping, right? Is it okay to co-sleep with my toddler since they're too big for a pack and play now, but they're still in the crib at home? And yes, you could do that too. You know, how easily a child goes back to sleeping the way they were when they return home from traveling is completely temperament dependent. Some kids realize, yes, that was a unique experience because we were traveling, and then they go back to sleeping while in their crib at home. And then there's other kids that are like, no, I loved that. I'm going to fight for that. And they reject going back into the crib when they get back home. So temperament really does play a part into that. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about is darkening. So the other challenge a lot of parents have when they're traveling with kids is that they have these dark out curtains at home, but then when they travel, those are not available. Okay. I think the purpose of darkening, so I've often heard parents say, I'm not going to darken the room because I want them to get used to sleeping in light. Well, how well people sleep in light or with noise is a sensitivity that they're born with. It's not really something that you can train them into. And in general, you're going to be sleeping at home more than you're going to be traveling. And so that's the environment that you want to optimize for the best sleep possible, which generally includes darkening the room. And the purpose of darkening the room is all about, ruling out distractions. So things are dim, there's less stimuli to look at. So hotels are great because they will automatically have darkening shades. But when you get into Airbnbs, let's say, or your parents' house or your in-laws' house, then it can get a bit tricky. So this is the Burlex mini crib canopy that you can put over. This is for pack and play. So this would be for the younger babies. It's stretchy, it's breathable, and it has a variety of zippers over here that you can undo to get more light in or air circulation. It is breathable, they say. It's a netting tent, but there are different pockets that you can use. Okay. Other options is the Slumber Pod. Okay, the Slumber Pod, it's more versatile. Your price point does increase significantly. I've had people use this on their crib at home because they lived in a room that had cathedral windows, really tall ceilings. It was impossible to darken them out. And so this worked well for them. But the nice thing about this Slumber Pod is they can go over a pack and play. It can go over a crib. It could go over a toddler cot, which is on the video here, which I don't think I'd ever use a toddler cot. I just put them on the floor, and you can put it over inflatable beds. So it has quite a wide variety of versatility. So this could be a great solution for you because one, it darkens out, but two, it also keeps your kiddo contained. So it's kind of a double whammy in that, right? I mean, with this, what you could even potentially do is just, for your toddler or your 2 to 5 year old, you could potentially put some sort of soft bedding down, maybe it's comforters, and put this over top. And that would be something that's not too cumbersome to carry at all. Okay. The con would be the price, but the pro is the versatility of this. Last option for blacking out are these pleated shades. So these are actually disposable and you can cut them. They're adhesive on the top and you can, they're disposable. You can buy them in packs of 5 and you can even cut them. Because you ever notice when you have like blackout rollout blinds or something, you get that little strip of light in the side coming through. You could cut those to stick them on to get rid of that little bit of light that is poking through. But these can be helpful too to have a stash of when you're traveling. So those are our tips on traveling with toddlers, remembering that keeping them contained and keeping it dark are 2 of the key things that you can do to help. I remember traveling in a hotel room. Hotel rooms are hard, especially when everyone's in the same room and they're not used to being in the same room. And what we would do is we would turn off all the lights. One parent would stay in the room, get the kids asleep. The other parent would go for a walk to the gym, to the pool, whatever, and come back. And once the kids are asleep, then we could turn the TV on and watch them as they were conked out, right? The biggest thing is if you're putting your toddler into a bed when they're not used to it is you don't want them to roll out and hurt themselves. And that's why we often use these portable cribs or the inflatable beds to keep them closer to the ground. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for more baby sleep tips, don't forget to hit subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss a baby sleep tip.